Hello.
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 Another class.
Hi.
Hello, friends.
Hello. Hello.
Let's begin our class.
Vale, espera. Baja esto primero. Todo lo que me toca. Otra vez.
Let's begin by checking our homework.
I'm sorry, teacher, for the interruption. Maybe you're
Yes.
gonna have maybe you're gonna have a new student today just to check the class, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Do you know
Just
his name?
her name is Sandra. I don't know if he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just just to let you know, okay, teacher.
Okay.
She knows about the homework, everything. So don't worry, okay? She's updated.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, friends. Well, the homework was, dealing with grammar, the grammatical aspects we studied in the previous class, tenses in time clauses and things like that, time adverbials and things like that. So let's go to the workbooks, page number 44. Let's go to that page. This is the workbook, and let's go to page number 44. This is page 44 at top speed. The history of Grand Prix racing. Grand Prix racing has its roots in organized automobile racing that began in France as far back as 1894. Organizers were keen to explode motor racing as a showcase for their cars. And the first race, which took place in or on July 22nd of that year. What do you think it is, in or on?
I think in.
On.
It is on. It is on.
Because it's 22nd.
Exactly. Yes. If you mention only the month, is in, but when you mention the month and the day, is on. Very good. On July the 22nd of that year, organized by a Paris newspaper, was held or had been held.
Was held.
Patrick Pies, very good. Was held over the 128-kilometer distance between Paris and Rouen. On that occasion, although Jules de Dion won the race, and you have two options, he was not given or he had not been given the prize.
Was not given?
Was not given, yes. Yes. So was not given is the perfect answer. Check it out, everybody. The prize because his car has relied, or only simple past, relied on a mechanical stoker.
Relied?
Relied, yes. A device for putting coal into a boiler. Now 6. During James Gordon Bennett Jr.'s, or meanwhile, James Gordon Bennett Jr.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, yes. He established the Gordon Bennett Cup in the USA, hoping that the creation of such an international event would encourage manufacturers to improve their cars. However, it was options only when not only 1906 opinions.
Not only?
Not only is the correct option, yes. Not only 1906 that the Automobile Club de France organized a Grand Prix on a circuit in Le Mans. The race options was won or had been won by the Hungarian-born Ferenc Zis in a Renault. Opinion?
Was won.
Was won, correct. In this period, in this time, period or time?
Period, I think.
Period, Javi, yes. In this period, races were heavily nationalistic affairs, with a few countries setting up races of their own, but no formal championship holding them together. The cars all had a mechanic on board, as well as a driver, and these two were allowed to work on the cars.
Were allowed.
Passive voice, yes, were allowed to work on the cars during the race or over the race. What a silence.
During the race.
Thank you. During the race, races were being run over a lengthy circuit of closed public roads. What do you think? Were run or were being run?
Were run.
Correct. Thank you. Races were run over a lengthy circuit of closed public roads rather than purpose-built tracks. And given the state of the roads at this time, by this time, at or by?
By, I think.
No, at. Yes,
Oh.
Ivan. At this time, repairs were a common occurrence. Grand Prix races gradually spread through Europe and the US. And in 1924, the many national motor clubs banded together to form an association, AIACR, which was empowered to regulate Grand Prix and other forms of international racing. Eventually, Grand Prix racing was evolving into Formula racing. Evolved, yes, correct. And the Formula One, so popular now, can be seen as its direct descendant in this day to this day. Each event, blah, blah, blah. In this day or to this day?
To.
Yes, yes, correct. To this day, hasta este día, to this day, each event in the Formula One World Championships is still called a Grand Prix. Correct. Let's go to the second exercise, letter B. Match the two halves of the sentences. Number one is the example. I'll be drafting our presentation while you draw up the graphs we need for it. So number one is matching with B. But what about number two with letter? For Ivan is letter D. Yes, and who else? Nobody else? Only one answer. Oh,
D, I think it's D too.
Yes, it is D. For Martha is D. So this is correct. 2 with letter D and 3 with letter. Can you copy the letter in the chat so I can see it? For Ivan is A, Patri, Anna, A. Yes, very good. A is the correct answer. Number 4 with letter. Number 4. For I know is I, Ivan is I, Patri is I, Martha Moreno Cid is I, and Paula Moreno, Paula is here. Ana Huerta is I, correct. So number 4 with letter I, and hi friend, is I, yes. 4 with letter I. 5 with letter J for Martha and Sandra and Patrick. J. For Paula Moreno, Ivan, and Ana Huerta is J. Yes, you are right, friends. Correct. Now, number 6 with letter H for Sandra, for Martha, for Paula Moreno, for Patricia Paez and Ana Huerta, Ivan and Anne. What's your, yes, H, correct. 7 with letter E for Martha, for Paula Moreno, for Ana Huerta is E. Yes, nobody else. For Sandra, E. For Ivan, E. Correct. This is the correct answer. 8. As soon as they come to an agreement with letter C for Ana, C for Ivan, and Martha Moreno City, C, yes. For Patri Pais and for Sandra Gonzalez, yes, letter C, correct. And 9, let's go to 9 now.
Sorry,
Yes.
Jerry. How do you write? In the
chat.
Yes, I can't find it.
I'm sorry. Give me a second, friend. It is here. It is the chat. You see, you have to press here in this dialogue that you have here. You press it, and now it says escribe un mensaje, and you can write your message here. Do you get it?
And no.
Yes, talking.
Yes. Okay.
Very good. You're welcome, friend. You're welcome. Now we are in this part of the exercise. For Martha, number 9 is F. I think that for the rest of the students is letter F too. So this is correct. And number 10 with letter G for Sandra and for Patrick and for Martha. G for who else? For Ana Huerta and Natalie and my monitor Ivan. Yes, friends, it's letter G. So the answer is in number 1, you know, because this is the example, letter B. In number 2 is letter D. In number 3 is letter A. In number 4 is letter I. In number 5 is J. In number 6 is H. In number 7 is letter E. In number 8 is letter C. And in number 9 is letter F. And in number 10 is letter G. Excellent. We finished our homework. Thank you very much for the effort. Let's see what is going to happen today in our class. Last class, we began a listening, and I refer to the listening on page number 96. It begins in exercise 1 and 2, page 96, and then we continue to page number 97. But we didn't finish. I mean, on page 97, let me show you page 97. Give me a second. Let's see page 97 of the student's book. 97. This one here. So in class, we did exercises 4 and 5. I refer to this exercise here. This one. We did exercise 4 in class. We did exercise 5 here. But now, today, we have to continue with exercise number 6. I refer to this one here. Exercise 6. Work in small groups. Yes, your groups are going to be very, very, very small. I mean, you're going to work alone. So I'm going to change the indications of the exercise. Work totally alone. do you think people should devote so much effort to breaking world records? Why yes or why not? Do you think people should devote so much effort and money and all that and time to breaking world records? Why yes, why not? Yes.
I think it depends on the record you want to break. Perhaps there are more useful records than the ones we usually break sometimes, I think.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So for you, Javi, as I understand, breaking a record, a speed record or not, is going to be important or not, depending on what record people want to break. Is that more or less, Javi?
Yes, I think breaking breaking records at sports, breaking records on art and at enterprises, for example, makes sense. But we are used to see how people break usually stupid records, like
Yes.
the man who ate more hot dogs in 1 minute or something like that.
Yes. The Guinness records. Yes.
Yeah, that for example.
Yes, you are right. But regarding speed, I don't know why this obsession that we have with the speed. For example, I can understand the necessity of speed to find a solution to cancer. I can understand that scientists and doctors should be careful with the speed when they are looking for an answer, a solution for this terrible disease of humanity, which is cancer. But there are some speed records that doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe I am wrong. Remember that these questions we discuss here in our class, they are not really looking for interesting, important, philosophical answers, right? The only thing, the only intention of these exercises is that you speak. So if you agree or disagree, nothing is really important but you speaking in class. So if you have an opinion, don't be worried that people are going to criticize you, because this is not the aim of this exercise. Does any other student has an opinion about the importance or not of speed? More than records, right, is the speed. Would you, in your vacations, for example, would you like to be in your destination of vacations in minutes or in hours or in days? Oh, what a silence.
I will say that in seconds, but
Yes.
I don't know.
I imagine that you are planning to go to Cancun, or I don't know, Cancun or Acapulco or Monaco in your vacation, and you
Yeah.
have only 3 days. Logically, you want to be in your destination in 2 seconds. Another opinion? Nobody.
I agree with you because, for example, if I have only 3 days during my holidays, I wouldn't like to waste my time in the public transport
It
going
is,
there.
yes. You are very young, friends, but and maybe you don't have the experience. But a friend of mine, listen to this, a friend of mine who usually lives in this person lives in, what is the name? I think it's Pernambuco in Brazil.
Zero.
Yes. He came to visit me 2 years ago, and he was astonished of the speed of people in Madrid. And he was telling me, hey, Jerry, why are they in such a hurry? And the reality is that I didn't have the answer, but I told him, I know, because they have to go to work. And he told me, well, the companies here must be very happy with the employees. I laughed. Well, sometimes, friends, I don't know if you have the experience. Sometimes I am running in Getafe, and I don't know why I'm running, because I have 2 hours before classes. It's what you see around you. The atmosphere influences on you. Sometimes we are in a hurry just because the rest of the world is in a hurry. Let's go to exercise 7. Observe exercise 7. In extract 3, you will hear 2 scientists talking about traveling in spaceship to other stars. Before you listen, would you like to go on a journey like this? Would you like to take a spaceship and visit other stars or other planets? I am sure that Ivan wants to do that.
Yes. I love to go in that journey. I would
Yes,
like to go
I
because
knew it. I knew it,
know.
Ivan. Yes, I knew. Yes, yes. I know, for example, that Moreno Seed is planning to take Javi to a trip to another planet. Is that true, Moreno Seed? Martha?
Well, maybe not to another planet, but yes, to another country.
Poor Javi. Yes. Moreno, what about you, friend? Do you have anything to say?
Uh, well, I don't need to go to another planet if
Mhm.
we take care of the planet we have.
Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right.
But I don't mind going to another country or another place, even here
In Spain.
in Spain.
Spain.
For
Yeah.
example, the Canary Island. I would like to go there
Oh,
for a long
yes.
time.
Yes. Have you ever been in any of the islands or not?
Uh, yes, I have been in Gran Canaria with Javi and with my family in Tenerife.
Okay. Okay. Okay, friends. So it says here, what problems do you think this sort of journey, I mean, going to another planet, yeah? I repeat, what problems do you think this sort of journey would pose for the spaceship's crew? What could be the problems for the crew, the people inside the spaceship?
I think that one.
Yeah, sorry.
I think one of their problem can be that all the time they are in the same place and it's impossible for them go out. Of course.
Yes, yes. Imagine if we have been at home only for a week, I think, or 2 weeks, and sometimes you can leave your house to go to the bakery or to go to the supermarket. Imagine when you cannot. My God. And not 1 week or 2 weeks, months and months and years and years. This is one of the problems with the the trips to other planets. That is a long period of time in the journey. They are light years, light years. So some people are thinking that if we want to move people from one planet to the other, maybe the people arriving to the other planet are the grandchildren of the people who left the Earth. Can you imagine that? 3 generations to arrive to the destination? Oh my God, it's terrible. In those cases is when speed is necessary, I think. In these cases, speed is really, really necessary. Let's go to exercise 8. This exercise here, exercise 8. Now listen to extract 3. For questions 5 to 6, choose the answer A, B, or C, which fits best. So you are going to read this part, 5 and 6. I'm going to send you the audio for you to be able to answer. Come on, prepare for this. Give me a minute. Have you received the audio? Good, good. So I'm going to give you some minutes for you to listen and answer exercise 8, questions 5 and 6. When you finish, please send me a little message for me to check the answers. Ivan, I send it by WhatsApp group. Sandra, don't put that face. Now in the chat, tell me your telephone number and I will add you to the WhatsApp group, right? Ready, Sandra? Good. Let's see now, Ivan. Let's see how can I help you, friend. Give me a second. Ivan, have the problem been solved? Ivan? Okay, good, good, good. A question for Sandra. Sandra, what is your surname? Gonzalez, Rodriguez, what is your surname? Gonzalez Nicolas. Thank you very much, friend. Okay, very good. Let's check these answers. Well, 8. What does the woman say is the main obstacle to using nuclear propulsion for spaceships? A, B, or C? Opinions. Four, yes, for Mike is B, for Patrick is B, for Anne is B, Ana Huerta is B, Rodrigo is B. Very good, Francis. Let it be international agreements. Correct. Now, 6. What does the man think would be the main difficulty of using a conventional spaceship? A, B, or C? For Anne is C. For Ana Huerta, for Javi, C. For Marta, yes. For Mike and for Patrick, Pais. And for Rodrigo is A. For Natalie, C. Oh, we have all the options. The correct answer, Ivan, is C. Yes, letter C. Giving purpose to the crew's lives. Excellent. Very good, friends. That's very, very good. Let's see now. I don't remember, and you have to help me with this, if we finish or if we did exercise 9 on page 97. The exercise 9, page 97. No, thank you, Patrick, because this is really interesting, this exercise that we have here. In each of these extracts from the recordings, use a verb from the box, and in the box you have break, embark, engage, in, have. You can use have 3 times, lose, make, and undergo. Well, use one of the verbs here in the correct form, be careful kids, in the correct form, to form a collocation with a noun involved. That is, for example, in number 1, you use one of these verbs that makes collocation with transformation. People's entire world view, blah, 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 a profound transformation. Well, you can use your dictionaries, translators, everything, right, to help you. But please, please, as soon as you finish, send me a little message for me to check the answers. Take your time. Javi finished, Natalie finished. Patri, Ana Huerta. Rodrigo finished too, good. Rodrigo, is Alvaro with us tonight? Good, good, the two brothers. Ivan finished, my monitor. Good, I think we can check it. Let's check this. People's entire world underwent a profound transformation. Undergo in present, underwent in past. Number two, over the next 100 years, railways had a radical impact on the countryside. Now, these had a subtle but distinct effect on the way people regarded their place in the world. Number four, I doubt if any other invention has had such a profound influence on the human psyche. 5. Do you think people will lose interest in Olympic events when athletes no longer break records? 6. I can't imagine anyone making such a difference nowadays. Number 7. Even if there were a couple of hundred people prepared to embark on a journey like this, they and their descendants would have to live together on the ship all their lives. Oh my God. 8. What activities would they engaged in during all this time? So I repeat the answers, my friends. In number 1 is underwent. In number 2 is had. In number 3 is had. In number 4 is present perfect. Has, had. In number 5 is lose. Is in future, will lose. Now in number 5, the second blank is break. In number 6, making with ing. In number 7, embark. Infinitive. In number 8, engage in. These are the answers. Check it out. Now, my friends, we have to study something dealing with grammar. Let's go to page number 98. And can it be we'll have in number 2? Let me have a look. Over the next 100 years, railways will have a radical impact on the countryside. Well, I understand your doubt. Yes, I can understand, Anne, because if you take it out of context, it seems to be future. But remember that these sentences are coming from the recording, and they were referring to the beginnings of railway and the impact they had on the countryside. That's why it should be had. But you are right. In a regular normal context, it should be future. Yes, you are right. Anyway, in this, it is in past. Well, friends, in number 4, another question from Ana Huerta. In number 4 could be had. Let me see. I doubt if any other invention had such a profound influence on the human psyche. Yes, Anna, correct. In a regular, normal context, this is simple past. Yes. The problem is that it's connected with a recording, and it is difficult for students to remember the recording. So yes, it doesn't make any significant difference. In another context, it is had. Correct, correct. No, thank you, Anna. Thank you, friend. Let's go to page number 98 in your beautiful books. Let me show you the page. This page. Time clauses. Well, you know the meaning of clauses. You know that. Clauses are short sentences, short, no many elements, and time is, they are dedicated to express time. That's the topic of this unit, but I don't want to begin with page 98 because you are not going to understand a damn. So it's better if we go to page 176 in your books. 176. Let's see if I can find this here. 176. 176 is this one. No. 176. Wait a second. 176. Aha, this is it. Time clauses. This page you can see on the screen. Time clauses start with words like when, while, as, before, after, until, as soon as. Maybe you remember the relative clauses. When we studied the relative clauses, we studied that the initial elements in the relative clauses were who, which, that, etc. Today we are going to study a different type of clause, because this is not adjective, this is time clause. And you have to remember these initial elements: when, while, as, before, after, until, as soon as. They all refers to time. Good. Now, referring to the future, because if you observe page 176, there are some time clauses referring to future, referring to past, yes, and referring, no more, future and past. Let's see the future. When a time clause describes an action in the future, use a present tense. Interesting. Present simple, or present continuous, or present perfect, because they are present. Different types of present. Present simple, present continuous, or present perfect. Not a future tense. Interesting. These are time clauses referring to future, but we don't use future tense. Observe examples. I'll call you. This is not the future they refer to the time clause, after when, after as, after while, etc. Well, I repeat, I'll call you when I will leave for work. No. I'll call you when I leave work. Observe between parentheses, not will leave. In Spanish, te llamaré cuando salga de trabajar. Cuando salga de trabajar. In Spanish, we don't say te llamaré cuando saldré. No. In Spanish, we follow the same rule. Te llamaré, aquí sí. Cuando salga, aquí no. Now, another example. Because this was an example with present simple. The second example is with present continuous. I'll call you when I'm leaving work. When I'm leaving work, which in Spanish, cuando esté saliendo, right? I'll call you when I'm leaving work, not when I will be leaving. No. And finally, you have an example with present perfect. I'll call you when I've left work, cuando haya salido del trabajo, cuando haya salido. See that? Present perfect. Between parentheses, don't use will in the clause. Don't use will in the clause is not necessary. It is incorrect. Do you understand, my friends? Do you understand, my friends? Javi, thank you. Ivan, thank you. Moreno Cid, thank you. And what about Moreno? No Moreno Cid. Moreno, do you exist, Paula Moreno? Nothing. Rodrigo Nieto, yes. Ah, thank you, Pablo Moreno, you appeared. Mike, yes, very good, very good. This is the beginning of the tragedy. We continue now. Note these differences. When she goes to Rome, she stays with Carla. Between parentheses, she does this every time she goes to Rome. Yes, we can understand that, because I think that in Spanish, we use something very similar. Cuando ella va a Roma, se queda con Carla. Similar to Spanish. Okay, good. Well now, and when she goes to Rome, this is the time clause, right? This is the time clause. We are not using will, right? We are using present simple in this example. Now, when she goes to Rome, she'll stay with Carla. Okay, but the meaning is different. Between parentheses, she will go there in the future, and then she'll stay with Carla. Cuando ella vaya a Roma, se quedará con. Ya no es algo habitual que siempre sea así, como el ejemplo 1, o perdón, digo 1 y no hay número, como el anterior. Es esta vez cuando vaya. That's the difference. That's why in the second example we are using she will stay. Pero el will está siempre en la oración principal, mis amigos. No en la time clause. La time clause empieza con when. When she goes to Rome está idénticamente igual a la primer ejemplo. Quiero que se fijen en esto. No debía decir debía decir dentro. Dentro de la time clause, la cláusula de tiempo, no usamos el will en ninguno de estos dos ejemplos. Es en la otra. Si la cosa es habitual, no ponemos el will. Ella se queda en casa de Carla cada vez que hace esto. Si es esta ocasión que viene, ella se quedará. Ahí hay un will. Pero en la time clause nunca está el will. ¿Ok? Good, good. Now, I'll help you when you cook lunch. Between parentheses, I'll help you to cook lunch. Te ayudaré cuando hagas la comida. Cuando hagas, no cuando harás. Okay, good. I'll help you when I've cooked lunch. This is the example with present perfect. Te ayudaré cuando hayas hecho la comida. First, I'll cook lunch and then I'll help you. Primero tengo que haber hecho yo la comida para después tener tiempo de ayudarte. Okay, good. Well, I'll explain the problem while you are cooking lunch. You see, now they are using present continuous and the meaning is different. Between parentheses, I'll explain at the same time you'll be cooking lunch. Okay, I hope you understand this. So these are the examples of time clauses referring to future. Now let's see referring to the past. Example, I called him when my train got to the station. This is simple past, got. Between parentheses, my train arrived and immediately afterwards I called. Yes, that's the meaning in Spanish. Le llamé cuando mi tren llegó a la estación. Inmediatamente. El tren llegó y yo llamé. Good. Now, I called him when my train was getting to the station. This is difference. Between parentheses. I called while the train was in the process of arriving. Similar to Spanish. Le llamé cuando el tren estaba llegando. No había llegado. Estaba en el proceso. Estaba llegando a la estación. Eso es. En el primer ejemplo, primero se detuvo el tren y yo llamé después. Y aquí todavía aún estaba en marcha, casi llegando, cuando yo llamé. Okay, well, the final example. I called him when the train had left the station. Past perfect. Huh? The first example was got, simple past. The second example was getting, past continuous. In the final exam, had left, past perfect. Le llamé cuando el tren había salido de la estación. Between parentheses, the train left earlier. I called later. Yes, that's the meaning. A question to my students, do you understand this? I only expect a yes or no. Yes, Anne. Yes, Ana Huerta. Yes, Patrick Pais. Very good. Ivan, yes, my monitor. Sandra Gonzalez, yes. My friend Mike Matallanes, yes. And Javi, yes. Ana Reja, my daughter, says yes. Thank you, friend. Natalie Anaya, yes. Good, friends. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think there won't be significant troubles with this. Now, when and while. When is used to show one action happening at the same time as another. It can mean due the time that, or at the time that. Sometimes, my friends, I get the feeling that the explanation is confusing. When we lived, or when we were living in Wales, I rode my bike everywhere. While can also be used here. You can say while we lived or while we were living in Wales, I rode. So when and while are acceptable in this example. Cuando vivíamos o cuando estábamos viviendo. Mientras vivíamos, mientras estábamos viviendo. Okay, okay. Our dog always barks when visitors come. See that? Nuestro perrito siempre ladra cuando vienen visitantes. Yes, okay. When. Aquí while is not acceptable in this example. No, no. Now, when is used to show one action happening immediately after another and often as a result of it. Example, when I get some money, I'll buy a new jacket. Yes, first I need the money and then I'll buy the jacket. Yes. Now, the snow melted when the sun came out. Yes. Until that moment, until there was no sun, the snow was perfect, bright, white, beautiful. But when the sun came out, it melted. It melted down. Yes, I understand this, and maybe you understand too. We use when to show an action interrupting or happening in the course of another longer action. He was playing squash when he injured his wrist. Okay, similar to Spanish. Estaba jugando squash cuando se lastimó la muñeca, se dice, sí, la muñeca, the wrist. Now, while. While is always used to show one action happening at the same time as another. It means, fíjense, igualito a when. It means during the time that, and it is often, but not always, used with continuous tenses. Example, she kept a blog while she was traveling in Asia. Between parentheses. When can also be used here. They are very similar sometimes. She kept a blog when she was traveling in Asia. It's acceptable too. Another example, I'll do the crossword while I'm waiting for you. The postman delivered the parcel while I was washing the car. Between parentheses, my action lasted longer than the postman's. Yes. el hecho de lavar el coche es una acción más larga que la de que llega el cartero y me entrega el paquete. Eso es un segundo. Ok, no sé en qué puede esto ser significativo, but well, this is it. Now, while Dad heated the soup, I made some toast. Between parentheses, the two actions occupied approximately the same length of time. Este es distinto al ejemplo anterior, donde la acción del cartero era un segundo, entregó el paquete, pero yo estaba lavando el coche, puede tomarme una hora. Aquí los dos duran lo mismo. ¿Ah? Mientras papi calentaba la sopa, yo preparaba algunas tostadas. ¿Ah? Similar time, more or less. Is this significant? Maybe, maybe. Well, other time expressions that we use with time clauses. During, the preposition during is followed by a noun or noun phrase. This is interesting for our exams. The preposition during is followed by a noun or a noun phrase. Limitations with during. Example. No, it's not a, use during, sorry, it's not an example. Use during to describe an action lasting for the whole of a time, por todo ese tiempo, for the whole of a time period or event, que duró todo el periodo de tiempo o todo el hecho. Bears hibernate during the winter, durante todo el invierno, see that, during the winter, the winter. This is a noun. Winter is a noun. Now, the town was lit up during the festival. The festival, another noun. La ciudad se iluminó durante el festival. See that? Good. Now, use during to describe an action happening at some point within a time period or event. For example, I'll be spending a week in Prague during the summer, durante el verano. I don't see a big difference between during the winter and during the summer. Quizá la diferencia es que los osos hibernan todo el verano, y aquí me está refiriendo a que pasaré una semana solamente durante el verano. El verano son más semanas. Pero esto en el examen doesn't make a significant information. 3 players were given a red card during the match. Durante el partido. Las tarjetas famosas rojas de ¿qué? Yes, Ivan, my grandfather died during the war. Yes, that's acceptable. Yes. Well, now, meanwhile, in Spanish, mientras tanto. Meanwhile is an adverb which comes at the beginning of a sentence. Interesting. The position is interesting. At the beginning of a sentence, use meanwhile to introduce an action happening while another event mentioned in the previous sentence takes or took place. Example, Path spent 2 hours this afternoon surfing the internet. Meanwhile, the rest of the family went for a long walk. Typical use of meanwhile. And typical punctuation. Now, use meanwhile to introduce an action happening between 2 times. For example, I'll be home in half an hour. Meanwhile, between parentheses, between now and then. Could you prepare the vegetables? Similar to Spanish. I don't see meanwhile as a big problem in your exams, because the use of meanwhile is totally similar to Spanish. Well, page 176, put a mark or something, because maybe you will need to consult this page for the next exercises, right? So put a mark or something in this page, and let's see the necessary exercises in your book. Let's do exercise number 1 on page 98. I'm going to page 98 again. 98. Time clauses, exercise 1. In each of these sentences, from listening part 1, choose the correct alternative in italics. They give you 2 alternatives and you have to select the adequate. You can use your translators, dictionaries, everything. I'm going to give you some minutes, but please, when you finish, send me a little message for me to correct the answers. Okay, let's check the answers. Number 1, when the steam train was invented or had been invented? Opinions.
Was invented?
Was invented for Anne.
Was invented too.
Javi agrees with that. Patri agrees with that. Sandra too. Very good, friends. Was invented is the adequate choice. Yes, when the steam train was invented, it completely changed the 19th century society, didn't it? Number 2, outlying villages which had been quiet, sleepy places before trains arrived, or before trains had arrived became busy suburbs. Arrive for Patri Paez. Arrive for Ana Huerta, okay, and Marta Moreno arrived. Ivan, the monitor, arrived. Very good, friends. Yes, arrived, simple past. In number 3, yes, Javi, arrived. In number 3, do you think people will lose interest in Olympic events when athletes, and now the options, no longer break, will no longer break records? What do you think is the answer here? This is a time clause. No longer break, no longer break, no longer break, Ana, Mike, Ana Huerta. Yes, Anne, Patri Paz, no longer break. Yes, yes. Eden, Javi, yes, correct. No longer break. Correct. 4, newspapers and TV will always blow them out of proportion when they, and here the options, when they occur and when they will occur. Occur for Mike, for Anne, for Anna, occur for Patri Paz, occur for Martha Moreno Zid, occur Ivan Hernandez, occur. Yes, friends, occur. Yes, Javi. 5, the key change occurred when top sports people, and now the options, had stopped being amateurs and devoted themselves full-time to their sport. What do you think? For Ana Huerta it's stopped, for Patri Pais it's stopped, for Martha Moreno Citejón it's stopped, for Anne stopped, my monitor stopped, Javi, Eden of Eden, Natalie and I stopped, and I don't know anything about Rodrigo. I don't know anything about his brother. I don't know anything about my daughter. I don't know anything about Sandra stopped. I don't know anything about Paulo Moreno. Oh my God, these people are sleepy. Sleepy. Well, now, stopped is okay. Now, 6. I can imagine the travelers degenerated into barbarism and fighting after they will have spent several generations in space. Opinions. Have spent for Paula Moreno, for Ana Huerta, Paula Moreno, thank you. Mike, have spent for Patri Pais, Natalie Anaya, and have spent, my monitor have spent Moreno, Sid, Andreja, my daughter, thank you, have spent, correct, you are right. You are right, friends, you are very smart, correct. Now, let's do exercise number 2 on page 98. Observe, enjoy the exercise. Complete these sentences by putting the verbs in. Putin is not the president of the of the Russia. No. What a joke. My God. Well, complete these sentences by putting the verb into the correct tense using the active or passive form. Now, when Fayette, the verb is retire, next year, he'll have been working for this company for 40 years. And now the majority, yes, I have, well, the majority of people, if they don't study what you study with me, maybe they use will retire. Yes or no? This is the first tendency to use will, but we know that in time clauses, we don't use will. We can use present simple, present continuous, or present perfect, the most adequate to the context. In this case, simple present. So the answer in number one is when Fayette retires next year, he'll have been working for this company for 40 years. So everybody copy in number one retires with S because Fayette is he. Do you understand the exercise? Yes, teacher, we do. Well, good. I'm going to give you some minutes. Thank you, Patrick Paz. You are always the best of the best. Well, I'm going to give you some minutes. When you finish, send me a message and I will check it rapidly, right? Good. Good. Natalie finished, Marta finished, Patrick Paz finished, Ana Huerta finished, Anne finished, my monitor Ivan finished too. So I think we can check it. Let's see. We felt very frustrated because the project was canceled when we what? when we had been working, acceptable, had been working, acceptable, had been working, acceptable, Patrick Pies. Yes, some people use past perfect simple, had worked, and it is acceptable. Very good, Ivan. Very good, Rodrigo. Yes, friend. Mike had been working. Yes, my friends. Two options here. Had worked, simple past perfect, or continuous, had been working. Now, number 3, the government is going to pass a law making it illegal to smoke when you thank you, Martha. When you are driving, Patrick Pies, my dear friend Mike are driving, Anna Huerta driving, Javi driver are driving, Anne drive, Anne, a question mark, my God, I don't understand. But in general, you are right, but be careful, the continuous form is better. When you are driving, this is the perfect answer. When you are driving. Good, Javi. Now 4. Lots of my friends were waiting for me when I what? God for Anne, God for Patrick Paz, God for Ana Huerta, for Javi, for Marta Moreno Cid, for Natalie, God, God, God. Okay, God is correct. Lot of my friends were waiting for me when I got back from my trip. 5. I'm not going to take my driving test until I sure I can pass. I am. Martha, Natalie, Anne. Yes, I am sure I can pass. Yes, Patri and Anna Huerta. 6. She offered the books for, no, sorry. She offered the book to several publishers before it, difficult one, this one. Before it was accepted. Yes, passive voice in past, before it was accepted. Yes, Anne. Very good. You are very smart, friends. Was accepted is the answer. 7. We'll really celebrate when the news. When I get or have passed. Well, why pass? Yes, because there are two answers. You are right. Get the news that I have passed the exam. Yes, very good. Yes, the answer is, we'll really celebrate when I get the news that I have passed my exams. Correct, friends.
Sorry, Jim. I have
Yes.
one doubt. Why don't you use it after celebrate?
We'll really celebrate when, but celebrated is possible in any other context, because here, Javi, what he's saying or she's saying is that they will celebrate. And in English, it is possible. Celebrate can be transitive verb with it, or can be intransitive.
Okay.
So,
It's
but
not
you
necessary to say it in. Okay.
yes, but it's very common. You are right. When celebrate, principally when celebrate is at the end. Let's celebrate it. Yes, we
Okay.
use it. We celebrate a lot. Yes, you are right.
Okay.
Number 8 and final one. When Samya had written the proposal, she checked it through, then emailed it to her boss. So here the past perfect is the ideal solution. When Samya had written the proposal, check it out. And friends, we have to finish because of the time. The homework for next class is, copy, my friends, please. Reading and use of English, exercise 1, page 100. Page 100. This one here. exercise number 1, page 100, and exercise 3, here on page 101. I repeat, reading and use of English, exercise number 1, page 100, and exercise 3, page 101. Is the homework clear, friends? Good, good, very good, very good. It has been an incredible experience, this class with you today. Fantastic, as always, right? As always. So do the homework, be good kids, don't move from your house, right? Stay home, and see you again on Wednesday. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening.
Bye, same to you.